Hi, my name is Otto Gori, and you see me here saying goodbye for my Mercury Cougar XR7 from '71. I just sold this car so I can actually start a new project. You see the new project a little bit further on the garage. I'm gonna talk about it very soon. Hi, my name is Otto, and this is a 1969 Mercury Cougar Eliminator, and today I'll start a lifelong dream of restoring a classic car from scratch, doing everything by myself with basically to no knowledge, basically following manuals. So I got this car, I started buying the manuals from Ford, and I will try to make it happen. That's it. As I showed on the previous pages, we will be assembling the camshaft and the crankshaft today. At least that's the goal. So you can see the parts in the box. You already see the crankshaft in there, but I'll be actually removing it and placing it back because I just placed it there because I had no place else to place it in my workshop. So yeah, that's some of the parts, and let's get to it. Always have your environment basically as ready as possible for the thing that you want to do. The whole experience of doing anything will be way more pleasant if you have everything at hand. You see me here preparing the workshop around and starting by removing the crankshaft, as I mentioned. It was there just because I had no other place to safely store it in the shop. So I started by removing it and preparing everything around the engine. The installation steps for the camshaft are oil the camshaft journals and apply lubriplate, which I assume is some sort of proprietary lubricant from Ford back in the day, to the lobes. Carefully slide the camshaft through the bearings, install the truss plate and spacer. So this is what we will be starting with. Always be gentle on this step. You really don't want to hurt the bearings that are already installed. If you dent it, or if you make a burr or anything like this, you will basically reduce the life of the part because there will be something constantly rubbing there, even though it will be lubricated. Well, the smoother it is, the best. You also see me testing if it spins freely after it is engaged with all the bearings. Just some cleanup of the truss plate before installing. Some of the components that you will see me installing in this car are brand new. Actually, most of it is brand new, and some of them are used. The basic idea is that some of these parts are really hard to find, some of them are available, some of them are not available anymore, or are really hard to actually buy, or will take a while to deliver. But in any case, You actually see me installing mostly brand new parts on this engine and in the car overall, but some of them will be used as you see this truss plate. Just 2 steps in and I already found the first challenge. I need a spacer that I don't have, so I have to go on my way and actually fabricate one from scratch. That's the basic idea, just illustrating there, because I need something that is actually twice as thick as the washers that I have in hand, so I have to weld 2 of them together and actually fabricate the part. The part number that I'm missing is the spacer number 6265. You can actually go on the picture originally that I showed on the menu and see the part that I'm manufacturing. After some cleaning, you see me using a TIG welder. TIG tends to be my process of choice for small parts. It was a really quick thing, so for me it was a clear choice. In case you're wondering, I was running 100% argon, 8 cup and pure tungsten for this weld. After the weld, of course I have to clean some of the part, and that's what you see me going back and forth in there, like basically grinding, testing, grinding, testing, grinding, testing. The idea of welding 2 washers actually worked out fairly well for the thickness, and after some boring out I started adjusting the fit for the part in the camshaft. It did took a while, but after some back and forth, adjusting, filing down, and no, I wanted the thing to be precise, so I took it easy and slow and was checking a lot of times. But it did work out in the end. And you can see here, it does fit fairly well. Happy with the result. There is still a hole to be drilled on this. As you see there, there's a pin in there and a guide, but I'll do it later. Now we shall move to the crankshaft, which is basically the main component in the center of the engine. You see me here going back to the menu to start seeing the specs of it and how to actually install the main bearings of that. And let's go for that step now. It is actually curious to find out that both the manual and the part that I actually got share the same numbers. Both of them say that I have to keep the bearing up about 3/8 of an inch from the center. It's kind of counterintuitive for me, to be honest. I thought that this thing should be in line with the engine block, but that's what the manual tells me to do. That's what I'm doing. And you can see here a couple shots showing a little bit how it actually looks after installed. Here I'm installing the bearing caps with a small copper mallet just to place it in properly seated before going and torquing in the bearing caps. Placing the bolts just by hand for now, just like hand tight so they stay in place. And again, of course, back to the manual to actually find the torque specs for all the bearing caps. It took me quite a while to find it on the manual, to be honest. Eventually I located the proper ones from my engine. This manual also contains information from other engine blocks from the same time, so there's a lot of information here, way more than what I actually need. Some of it is repeated, some of it is fairly precise, some of it is fairly specific for my engine, some of it is shared. You see me here tying the crankshaft by hand. This was actually a mistake, and I realized it because I remember that the manual actually tells you to push or press the crankshaft forward while tightening in the bearing caps. So I had to actually go back and do this again. Well, we learned. Yeah, even though it's rework, this is the procedure that I was talking about, and then later you actually see me in this new recording trying to figure out how to do it properly, and well, worked out. After this hand tight, basically we go to the torque spec that the manual says. My torque meter, even though it's in nanometers, I could actually just easily convert the numbers that you just saw on the screen. And we went by this. I'm not gonna lie, the click is super satisfying to hear. Fairly bad camera angle that I got in there, but yeah, I didn't notice that I was moving actually the engine stand while I was working on it, so I went a bit off of it. Fairly bad camera angle that I got in there. I didn't notice that I was moving the engine stand while working on it. But yeah, you can still see. We have to go one more round with the second torque spec that the manual says, and yeah, that's it for this step. Again, the click is awesome. And once again, after tying it up, basically checking if the crank still rotates as it should, so everything is good. Up to the last stage of assembly is to place the rear bearing cap seal. It's basically a rubber stripe that you have to lubricate and push it in on that small gap that you see in between the, well, basically the engine body and the bearing cap. You have to first place it in. I had quite some problem with the second one. The first one went easy, but the second one you see me struggling a little bit. I even thought that I actually had broken it, but luckily it didn't happen. And after that you just push a pin through it. There is also an additional gap on the side of it that you press a pin through it, and this makes it expand and made a perfect seal. No, theoretically a perfect seal. A brand new engine that I'm assembling, I don't want it to be leaking oil right away from the moment that I finish building it, of course. So I took my time to go back and forth a little bit, and yeah, made it happen. I don't think it's very recommended to use a hammer to do this that I'm doing. I was trying to be gentle, but yeah, looking at myself doing this now doesn't seem to be a good idea. So yeah, maybe there's a better way, but that's the way that eventually it actually worked out. After the rubber part goes in, that's something that I've never seen before. You basically hammer a metal pin along with it. I believe this is done to expand the seal and make it work better, I believe. So I did exactly what the manual told me to do. And then you see me here reading the actual package that the sealant came in, basically to see the direction that that pin should have, has to go inside. So yeah, worked out again. is left is to actually check if everything moves properly, if nothing fell inside of it that should not be there, and that's it. Quite happy with the progress today. Not a lot done, but a solid step forward, and that's what matters. From here I have to connect the crankshaft to the camshaft, and that's what this little part does. But that's for our next chapter of this video. Let's see how it goes. Well, thanks for watching, see you next time.
Yeah. Sorry, I was like, what is he trying to do?